Here's my final review of the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I got 8 categories. Each one I'm going to rank 1 to 5. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you a final score. Without wasting more time, let's start off with the first category, which is cool factor and design. I give this a 4 out of 5. It looks exactly the same as the Google Pixel 6, 7. The legendary visor is still there. This year they got some cool looking colors to choose from. Hate it or love it, the visor is here to stay, and you can even hang it on the table if you want. Not sure why anybody wants to do it, but I personally like to do it for fun just because I can. Phone is roughly 6.7 inches. I think it's fine, a little bit on the larger side from my take, but it has rounded edges and corners, so it is comfortable to hold, unlike the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I feel like the Ultra is very sharp and cumbersome to hold. But overall, it is a fine design. You can hate it or love it. I do like the mint color. So if you don't like the plain boring color, usually you wait 6 months. Every manufacturer, they like to release another color just to spice things up and remind people that their phones exist. So the mint color is fine. I like the matted back. There's no fingerprint in the back compared to the Google Pixel 7 and 6. And before I jump into the next category, just want to give a quick shout out to my partner Mint Mobile. Currently they offer a 5G plan for as low as $15 a month. You get access to unlimited data, talk, and text. You do have to buy 3 months up front, but overall it is a great deal, so make sure to check them out. Link in the description below. Battery, I give this phone a 3 out of 5. In general, I get anywhere from 12 to 15 hours of battery life on this phone, which is subpar for a $1,000 phone. The charging is pretty slow as well. You don't get the charging brick included in the box. And for a $1,000 phone, I would have liked to get at least a full day of battery life, but it's not the case. I always need to have a charger around, whether it's a fast charger, whether it's a wired charger or wireless charger. It typically wouldn't last a full day for me. And the definition of full day is different for everyone, but for me, I'm looking at a full 24 hours, or at least from morning to night. If I wake up at 5 a.m., I want it to last to at least 10 or 11 p.m. by the time I go to bed. But with this phone, I usually don't make it from morning to night. And when you compare it to a phone like a OnePlus 12R that is half the price, I get easily a full 36 hours of battery life on that phone under similar usage. Next category is customization and features. I give this phone a 3 out of 5 in general. I'm not really a fan of stock Android. I know that may be a hot take and may ruffle some feathers, and a lot of people are not going to like that. I know there are a lot of big fans of stock Android out there, but there are a lot of little things I don't like about stock Android. There's a lot of unnecessary steps. For example, turning off the Wi-Fi. You gotta hit the internet button and then the Wi-Fi button. When you use the mic like I am right here, you connect it to the phone. You have to go into the settings, select the mic, and use it. On Samsung phone, it just automatically recognize it. You plug a mic in, so obviously you want to use that. And just the camera settings, I just wish I do not have to switch to video every time I want to use my camera. If I use my video last, likely I want to use it again. So little things like that, Samsung takes it into consideration, and even OnePlus and all the other manufacturers. I feel like Google is kind of manual. For example, if I'm out and about, traveling, recording a video, next time I launch the camera, I want to continue recording the video instead of defaulting to pictures every time and I have to manually switch it over. Little things like that take a lot of time and effort, and I don't like it. I don't like the split screen function on this phone, although it does have it as a feature. Not all apps are supported. For example, the camera app is not supported, so if I want to launch the camera and read my notes at the same time in order to record a video like this, I cannot do that, but I can do that on Samsung One UI. So although a lot of people really love stock Android, just for the simplicity, I like having the extra features regardless if I use them or not. And funny enough, I do end up using a lot of them more often than not just because they are available. Although one thing I do like about Android 15 is you can do screen recording on a specific app. I think that's useful for me since I make videos like these. I'm always doing screen recording, and then my friends want to start spamming me while I'm doing a screen recording, saying inappropriate things. I got YouTube notification popping up, messengers notification popping up from group chat. If I do a screen recording on a specific app, it only records that app regardless of any notification that comes in. Even if I switch between other apps and I come back, it just records that one app. I think that's really minor, but it is pretty useful, and hopefully Samsung and other manufacturers will add that soon as well. I like the small things about this phone. You're able to scroll down twice, and then the settings button is at the bottom. Being a large phone, that is very helpful. Just small little ease of use. You don't want to have to reach all the way to the top, especially on this large screen. I like the loudspeaker on this phone. Since it being a bigger phone, it's obviously going to be louder than the S24 or the base model Google Pixel 8. And I just like the ability to customize apps easily. You can search for an app, drag and drop, done. Samsung phone, I don't know why One UI is more annoying. You search for an app, you have to click locate the app, and then it goes to the app drawer, and then you can drag and drop. Just unnecessary extra steps. As you can see, I don't like extra steps. That is a big inconvenience in my life. So all those things together, features 3 out of 5, nothing that really stand out. It has some nice things, but overall, just a solid 3 out of 5. Camera, I give this a 4 out of 5, although Pixels are known for their great camera. But the base model is enough for 80 to 90% of the people. The only reason why you want to get the Pro model is if you want the macro camera and the 5x zoom. But in general, I did deduct a point just for the lack of features that you do get on Samsung phone that I mentioned previously. The dual recording, the ability to switch between camera, and the last use option. So 4 out of 5 for camera. Performance, this is probably the Achilles heel of this phone. I give this a 2 out of 5. On a day-to-day basis, it is fast and smooth. Reading social media is fine. You're watching YouTube, doing basic things is fine. But if you're playing games, even Pokemon trading card game, it's not a really graphic intensive game. I noticed that the phone does get hot. And in addition to that, if you use Android Auto for more than an hour, I guess 30-40 minutes each way, you have Android Auto on, the phone does get hot and you will get a warning. But just to be fair, this does have it on my Galaxy S24 as well. Maybe it's an Android Auto thing. Maybe it's so hot in Boston, it's 90 degrees and the car is getting super overheated. I have AC blasting, but it is what it is. And I feel like the software is a bit finicky, especially the charging port. During my first few days of having this phone, my charging port just stopped working. I couldn't use my USB mic that I connect into the charging port, and I couldn't even charge the phone using various different chargers. And I tested on many other phones, but for some reason I was having an issue with the Pixel 8 Pro. A few days later, it ended up working just fine, but just because of the fact that it did happen, it is odd. I think that there might be water or moisture stuck in the phone, but it's not giving me the warning. It's just not charging at all, period, which is super annoying unless you have a wireless charger. Other than that, if you plug it in, you think your phone is charged, but it's not, and not really happy with that experience. And one other night when I went to bed, my phone was at 50%, and I thought if I could just leave it overnight, my alarm on, it will be fine. 8 hours of sleep, I should be able to wake up in the morning without any issue. Woke up the next morning, my alarm did not turn on. Luckily, I have it set on another phone, but my Pixel 8 just completely died. So I'm not sure what is happening, but the heat issue, the weird software, all these little things are causing the battery to drain really fast. That's why I'm giving the performance a 2 out of 5 for this phone. Especially for the fact that it costs $1,000, I hold it to a higher standard. I have the OnePlus 12R, it works much better. S24 base model, many other phones, I don't find it getting hot like Pixel phones do. Although ironically, the Pixel 8a actually works really well, and it has the same chip. Maybe they had some minor tweaks, but when I use that phone, it actually lasts me up to 20 hours a day. I never had any heating issues, and although I had the same charging port issue with that phone, and it did not resolve itself until I factory reset it and about to send it back. Luckily, the Pixel 8 Pro did resolve itself. Still issues to monitor and keep an eye on. Next category is screen. I give this a solid 5 out of 5. You have a 4K screen, 2000 nits peak brightness or so, 120 Hz refresh rate. Not sure what else you can ask for in terms of screen, but this is one of the best you have. Samsung, I guess right now Pixel. So no complaint here on my end. I might consider removing this as a category depending on the phones. I feel like a lot of phones these days have great screen, but we'll see. Next category is updates. This is a solid 5 out of 5 as well. Google is the first manufacturer to offer 7 years of software updates, guaranteed. We'll see if Pixel series still gonna stick around by then. I feel like Google is always limiting their products, but we shall see. I think at bare minimum they'll keep this 7 years. It wasn't too long ago, 5 to 10 years, that some new manufacturer was just offering 1 to 2 years of software support, and even so they took forever to even offer the update. But now Google is offering faster updates, offering longer updates. People are holding the phones longer. Phones are getting more expensive. as well. You see the Galaxy Z Fold 6 approaching the $2,000 mark. Instead of getting cheaper, they are going up even more. So 7 years of software updates is awesome, and I hope more manufacturers do copy. Value, I give this a 3 out of 5. In general, any phone in the $1,000 price range or above, it's kind of hard to find good value there. The best value you can probably find, I would say in the $600 to $800 range, it will be more than enough for 90% of the people. In terms of the pro features, that is for the remaining 10% of people. The macro mode, the 100x zoom on the Galaxy S Ultra, the S Pens, those are the nice to have niche little tips and tricks that a few people out there use, but the majority of people don't. So for $1,000 phone, I hold this to a higher standard. I don't expect the phone to overheat, and the Google Pixel 8 Pro does not offer the best battery either. So the screen is fine, the camera's fine, the battery stinks, the performance kind of stinks, but you do get 7 years of software updates. So whatever new tricks you see on the Google Pixel 9 Pro is going to eventually trickle down to the Google Pixel 8 Pro. So this brings me to a total score of 29 out of 40, which is a C, which is fine. Performance is the Achilles heel. The battery could be better. These are the two biggest flaws of this phone. But let me know what you guys agree with my assessment. I know there are a lot of die-hard Google Pixel fans out there. I have been a big fan of the Pixel series ever since Google started taking it seriously. With the Pixel 6 and 7 and 8, I have enjoyed using Pixel phone. Of course, there's always things wrong with every single phone, but overall, I think the better deal is the Google Pixel 8a if you don't have the same charging port issue like me, or even the Google Pixel 8 if you are a stock Android enthusiast. For me personally, I still prefer Samsung One UI. They get all the extra features that I do like. Just stock Android is a bit bare bones for me, but I know a lot of people love the simplicity. For me, I just like the extra few tricks here and there. Alright guys, appreciate time as always. Remember to like and subscribe. Next phone I'm going to be testing out is the Nothing Phone 2, and after that I'm going to do the Galaxy Z Fold 6 whenever it comes in. Appreciate the time as always, and see you guys in the next video.